Alright guys, here we are. So we're about to go through my friend ds.kat's video. I think ds.kat's trying to drop a 20 bomb. He's a very aggressive player. I'm a teacher of very aggressive player, you know, that wraith pub life. So yeah, Cat's trying to drop a 20 bomb, I believe, and he's already a super talented player, I suspect. So a lot of this will be kind of be nitpicking. This won't necessarily be like the most um, rank oriented, like structured VOD. It will be more or less like advice and like general suggestions about how to go about just being an aggressive player. That's my style, guys. So that's kind of what I do. I am a very Polish, uh, try and get as many kills as possible type of real sweat player, right? So, sweat, right? So, um, yeah, let's check out this vid. Let's see how we can help him out. Like, for any of you guys that are watching, you can just submit, keep submitting your vods in Dan's channel, or you can submit, you can send me them as well. DM me, ask me if you want a video review on them as well. I do my best. I've been talking to Kat for a while, so let's check out this video. Let's see how we can help him out. Let's see what advice we can give here. Let's can we try and get this full screen. Just download this pen software, guys. So
They might have seen me. Enemy down. Reloading.
let's see this push again.
They might have seen me.
Alright, so that was a good kill. Alright, so he seems to be he's in doors, I believe. Yeah, doors. He got that first kill. That's a good kill. Behind cover here all the time, isolate that one guy. So the teammate here couldn't help. Let's see what he does next.
Enemy down. Reloading.
Alright, so let's talk about this, guys. Like immediately as I see this, like alarm bells are going off in my head, right? Because I don't know, you play some I play some you play I've got my ass kicked a lot. So whenever like things, I instinctually know when things are kind of a bad move in a way. So let's talk about this move. All right, so right here he does the guy damage for 30 HP, 36 HP, right? That guy has a blue shield here, right? Now if you're that guy, that's probably looking on your screen like you're down to like guys, never mind the fact that I'm new to this pen business. You're down to probably like here in health or something, right? Good players or decent players aren't the types of players to be healing all the time. Yeah, never mind that. Like players just don't necessarily like heal all the time, right? I'm sorry about that, guys. So what you see here is like this push here, this push here. Um, this push here that he's about to do is a very risky push. 9 out of 10 times this push gets you killed, right? He hasn't done enough damage to the guy to quantify this as a push. Furthermore, like almost no matter how much damage you've done to the guy at this point in time, this push here is almost too risky, right? It's too out in the open. No matter what, like if I'm behind cover and I know you're thinking I will push me, if I hear the sounds and there's so much clean distance between me and you, and I'm behind cover and you're just gunning at me, like no matter what, the moment I know you're outside of cover, I'm gonna peek out and laser you, right? And like that's what should have happened here. If this guy didn't do that, it's because he's like not a very good player. But 9 out of 10 times you'll die doing a push like that. So let's talk about that too. Like I can nitpick a lot. By the way, guys, Cat's like a very good player, right? Like he's like probably, as you'll be able to tell, I don't need to like defend this player or anything. He's above average player, right? So let's talk about this too, right? Like why the I I'm gonna say like what you could have done also. I'm gonna like backtrack a little and say what you could have done, right? So right here you did the guy you, right here you did the guy some damage. You know he's kind of low. What you could have done is you could have, I don't know how your utility is, but what you could have done is you could have thrown a nade, right? This is why I like to carry lots of nades, right? Like if, especially if you're like a solo player that's very aggressive, nades are your Hail Mary, right? You should have like 4 to 5 nades in your inventory at least, right? Because right here what you could have done is after you've done the guy some damage, you could have just thrown a nade and you would have had to run out, right? And you could have just stayed behind cover and shot at him, right? And then when you've done it, when you've done enough damage and he's running, he has his back turned to you, then you could have kind of pursued that. Another thing you probably could have done is I mean, honestly right here you probably haven't done enough damage to just like YOLO push this, to be honest. um I want to say another thing you could have done is there are lots of angles where you could have like gotten to quicker cover too, like just like talking and being risky. That's if we're being risky. Um we have here and around this area where you could have like slid down there in like a few seconds, and that's like a different angle that he's not necessarily expecting you from that, but that kind of compromises his position, right? Also um there is like no, there's like more high ground here to the right, I know the zone's there, but speaking, I don't know, like close one, zone one's not doing too much damage. Um, if you really want to push this guy, like, and I'm not saying that push was necessarily like the smartest thing to do here, probably wasn't because he didn't do enough damage, but like if you want to push the guy, you had to find a less risky way other than running at the guy to make this work, right? In this situation, like nades are like the default thing you'd want to be able to do. In lieu of nades, you kind of want to just play a different angle and make the guy's life bad, right? Make his life miserable, right? You could have done, like I said, cover here, right? But in lieu of that, you could have also gone and taken height advantage, which would have been like it's still super risky, especially considering that you now have the circle to your back. But it adds that extra layer of advantage if you're wanting to take a fight with the guy. Whenever you're trying to take a fight with somebody, guys, you're always wanting to be thinking, how can I get an advantageous situation in this fight? Right here, this straight up push here was just too risky. The guy could have peeked here, guy could have peeked here, he ran here, but like that's because he doesn't know what he's doing. Like if I sense that you'd have been he could have like climbed up here. If I sense that you were like running straight away at me like that, I had 100% would have just waited and peeked you. Like you 100% gave away your life here. All right, so let's talk about this again, right? Like um what's the best way to explain this, right? I think I said this before, somewhere in the Discord, but good players are never looking to have 50-50 fights ever, right? Like the moment I engage in a 50-50 fight, I consider it a fuck up, right? And so the fact that your whole plan here was to kind of engage in a 50-50 fight with this guy is kind of bad. Let me see if you can climb up on this rock here, because even that would have been a better move than to just like engage this guy here. Also, you could have played it a little bit closer. Could have played a little bit closer and just like been using the rock as cover, right? Like if that's what you wanted to do. By the way, if you had just played in the circle and slid down, the guy would have probably run in your direction anyways, or you'd have probably had this back to chase or something. But could you have climbed up on this rock here? I'm not sure. Yeah, so there were things you could have done with this rock here, right? You could have like climbed here to here, like you'd have had angles here, and then you'd have still been able to fall back to cover if the guy lasered you or something. Um, there are so many more less open, less risky angles you could have played here that you should have done so.
Last one. Nice work.
Again, right there. Like I'm gonna be calling these out because um I'm gonna be calling these out even when you win, because like there are things that you can improve on that will just improve your chances of like um just getting lots and lots of kills. Um even here you do the guy a ton of damage, right? And you use the cover to reload. So that's very good, right? But then you go again and you wide peak the guy, jump in the air, which like ruins your accuracy a little bit. Or when you don't have to, right? You could have just reloaded here, been perfectly calm and waited for the guy to run out and then lasered him, right? Or don't say like you did not have to wide peak this as much as you did to give this guy a lot of time to react, right? Like your peaks are too risky in a way. Still, it's very subtle, but it is. I may be able to hop in the game a bit and show this to you, but um actually I can. I probably will in the next video or something. But like, you can look at guys like you can look at players like Asu. You can watch their peaks. Their peaks are very clean and very from cover. Like it's very rare when you see them stressing an angle almost. All right, gets the kill.
Last
Very
one.
good.
Nice work. Picking myself up.
Or rip the teammate disconnect. Don't I know that life though?
Shield battery here.
Alright, so this is just like a side note. It's just like a side note, nitpicking, but not really. Like if when you're going for like super high aggro games, I don't think it's possible in this game again. Like the chances of you getting 20 is like 14 plus you at 70. Like there is no way you're probably getting 20 at 20 bomb here. But like in super aggressive games, and this you'll see this work out if you try it, right? Like try looting as little bit as possible, right? I know that sounds weird, but like think about it like this, right? Noobs loot, like really good players get their loot from other players. I'm not like, if I say kind of as a joke, and I mean it as a joke, but in a way, like that's what you do when you're wanting to get like those high kill games and like super. You can get high kill games without doing that, but like it's so much easier when you're the one doing the third party that it's just kind of ridiculous. So like if what you're going for is a super high kill game, then ideally what you want to do is get like tier 1 loot, like sufficient, right? And then like not be with the excessive looting. You kind of just want to like be the third party in those situations. So like at that point in time, you kind of just want to like be probably the most annoying player in the server and just third party the shit out of everybody. Let's try and find a fight.
Setting a portal.
Alright, so we find a fight. Perfect too. It's a third party.
Setting a portal.
Um,
Portal placed.
again, right? I have to know this because it's gonna be such a huge macro L for you, like multiple times. Um, you probably want to carry around more nades, right? In a situation like this where I cannot tell you how powerful nades are. I cannot stress it enough. Like nades make the game a different game if you use them a lot and you use them well, right? So in a case like this where you see a third party happening in a house, you don't necessarily know how many people are up still. It's a good idea to be aggressive, but if you can do that with the extra benefit of nades on your side, like you just throw a random nade up there, up in that room, it causes chaos and it causes confusion. So no, when you're approaching that building, people aren't like gunning for you. They aren't looking for you with your crosshairs trained on the stairs or with your crosshairs trained on every direction. Also, I think you could have also got into this building from the outside. There is a point here, a point somewhere here, I believe, where you can climb this building and get up from the top. You can also get around from this side, I believe. So don't just use like the obvious angles, right? Like going up from the stairs here is kind of super obvious. It probably would have been a little bit better to do it from a different angle, simply because less people would have, like, they wouldn't be trained on you like that, or even if they are, it throws them off a bit, and it also gives you the added benefit of a quick retreat should you need one. You can just fall off the stairs, or you can just like you can peek you can peek all those angles in that room from the up top, without committing. But if you go around from the stairs, it's kind of a commit. It takes a really long time to fall back from those stairs if you start to lose that exchange. By the way, guy, I'm saying a lot here, but at the end, I'm gonna like make a general recommendation for where I see the best area for
Good.
growth and
Inside
stuff.
the next ring.
You know, good cancels out that height advantage. Let's talk about. I'm gonna nitpick this to hell because like every time I see you do it, my brain goes crazy, right? Immediately. Good players don't want to take 50-50 fights. As good as you are, like no matter like how can I say this? Every time you take a 50-50 fight, it's a coin flip if you die or not. Even if you have better mechanics than the guy, even if you have a weapon advantage at the guy, you kind of want to just be training yourself to take as many advantages as you can in a fight. So let's talk about where you could have in this fight, right? Because what your advantage here is, you're the first mover, right? You're kind of the one moving on the guy. You're kind of the one taking position on the guy. So you have a little bit of a surprise advantage. Not a lot, because he heard you know, but you have a little bit of an advantage. What you could have done here is you could have kind of anticipated the guy to be over here or coming here since you heard him, and you could have used this place here to get a slight height advantage, also to just play around as cover, right? Going directly in front of the guy here to just get that 50-55 was like, it like you ruin the opportunity to play from cover should you need it, right? You can't, you like, suppose the guy had a mastiff or a peacekeeper, right? Like, then you just immediately get doomed in the face, right? Like, you want to be playing around these areas of cover as much as you possibly can, right? You know, a big thing that you're doing is you're you're not utilizing cover to its full effect enough, right? You're like, you're what's this, because I used to do this too, so I know exactly, right? You're stressing for the kills too much. You basically believe the kills will come, right? Like, good, in a way, good players kind of just allow kills to come to them. Right now, you're kind of pushing to get those kills, and that's something that you want to do in the beginning to get that experience. But after like you've gotten those experience, your mechanics are good, your understanding of weapons are good. Like, you've gotten to a certain point, you want to be a little bit more relaxed in how you take these fights, and so you want to play around these areas of cover that you have to your advantage. Right here, you had a slight surprise advantage on the guy. You also had like a bit of a cover advantage. The guy could have just fallen off, yeah, but like you had you were closer to the cover, so you could have gotten a couple shots in before he got to the cover probably. Right here, we could have played here instead. Here would have been a better spot. Slight height advantage. Guy would have had to be poking his mouse up to be looking at you, which would have been a huge advantage. And again, if you start losing the fight, easy, just like fall down and like go into the house or like something, right? But right here, by pressing directly in front of the guy, like you put yourself directly in his point of view, right? In his POV. That's something that you almost never want to do. You always want to be playing these slight POV advantages on players. It's funny. It's funny too. Like this guy kind of only got away. Granted, he ran like whatever, but he only got away because you were doing too much in the fight, right? Like, if you had stood where I was telling you about, lasered him, and like you'd have been in a situation you were perfectly calm, right? But instead you were in a situation where you kind of felt the need to chase, right? If you had just done that, like peeked back down when the guy was running, or you doing, like, you could have just stayed on the roof and killed him probably. If you went inside the house, then you'd have had an easier time to kill. um is there anything we can say about this race? Yeah, this, I was gonna say maybe you shouldn't have taken this fight, but this raid was like in like full old animation, so it was a decent-ish thing to do. Not the worst thing.
Recharging my shield.
Here we go. How the tables have turned. Um, so right here we kind of just see this Pathfinder here kind of having his moment of I don't know. I suppose you win the fight since the video goes on, but like, there are certain principles in the game that you just will almost never find good players violating. Height advantage is one of them. I'd have never taken this fight, almost never, unless I knew the guy was like 2 bullets dead. I'd never take this fight, like, ever. Height advantage is such a huge marker in this game, right? Like you never want to be playing against height advantage. I can almost always tell the level of experience of a player when I see them taking a fight with height advantage at at their disadvantage, right? So you never want to take a height advantage, right? To be honest, um, yeah, this Pathfinder here, like I had this moment of glory. I'm gonna guess that you lose this exchange simply because I know height advantage, but who knows?
Recharging my shields.
Um, damn cat, what's cat? Let me talk to you, bro. Let me pause.